Okay, we're ready to code the VBA for this solution. We've determined what the logic is. At this point, it might be interesting to note that we could carry out this logic solution in any language. We could carry it out in VBA, as we're going to do, or we could carry it out in C# or Java or C++ or VB.NET. It really doesn't matter. The logic solution is independent, or should be independent, of the physical code. That's why the syntax for the logic solution has to be separate, even though there will be some similarities in this language to the logic solution, as there would be in any language. There's also some differences because each physical language will be syntactically different, just as Spanish would be different from English, etc. But the logic solution is going to be the same for any of those physical environments. So we want to come in and create some variables so that we can work with those in the program. And we're going to use dim statements, of course, to do that. One of those is car model. And the car model is coming in as a string, such as Pluto or whatever. We're also going to need to have responses from the user for Sunroof. And that's going to be a Y or an N, yes or no, so that's going to also be a string. We're also going to need leather seats. And we're going to need dim statements for each one of those responses. If you notice, I didn't have to be careful about the uppercase for dim or the word as or for string, because those are keywords in VBA, and VBA will come in once I hit the enter key and realize that those should all be uppercase, as they are with the dim statement just above and dim retract child seed as string. But I did have to be careful with the uppercase for the variable name because VBA doesn't know what the variable name is. So I was careful to put it in the upper cases there. There, now it looks correct with the uppercase being changed. Now, we also need a dim statement for the base price, if you recall, in our logic solution. Now this is going to be money, so this is going to be a currency data type. And we also need a extra price variable, and that's going to also be money. And we also have a total car price, which is also currency. Looks like I've misspelled currency here, typo. And I can't seem to get that right. There we go. Okay, if we needed more variables in this, we can come back later and add those in. But for the time being, this will do. Okay, so we come down to the module, driver module. You have to leave this as driver module because it won't work unless the way we've set it up with the download, unless this is called driver module. But because of that, we still need a place to put in the driver module that we selected in our logic. Now the driver module we selected in logic was auto estimate, if you recall. So I'm going to put that in here. When a statement in VBA has a single quote mark like this in the beginning of the statement, that means that it's a comment that the machine won't actually execute it. So this is just in here for comments so that we know that this is the auto estimate driver module. Down here, underneath this comment line, place your code here, is where we will place our code. So, for this problem, in our logic solution, we started out with the input, and there was a number of things to input. The first one was car model, and that's being set or put into an input box in VBA. All we said in the logic solution was input car model. Down here it becomes car model equals input box, and then some statement to the user. And the next looks like car model needs to be and model needs to be uppercase. We need to follow the same format, and that shows me up here that we, in the dim statement for car model, I also made the same mistake. So I'm going to change it there, and because I change it here, it automatically will change it down here. Okay, so now the next one is Sunroof. Okay, so we got that one done. Now I'm going to make this a little bit faster by copying that statement. At least the hope is that it will be faster. And paste that in. And the second thing is not a sunroof, of course, but or leather seats. And leather seats. Okay, and then the next line down, we'll copy that in again, and this time, instead of sunroof, it's custom speakers. Okay, and this time to custom speakers, it's retract. And we'll spell this out better for the user. Retractable child seat. And down here we'll have to use the variable name instead of spelling it out for the user. And then the last one is convertible. Oops, forgot to use the paste. And we've got all the inputs done. Oh, except that I needed to put on, see how it warns you about a mistake? I forgot to finish that statement. Okay, that finishes the dim statements and the input statements.